Free. We're back after the Christmas break for Division 1, and we're at the USA in Texas, Austin track, Circuit of the Americas as it's known. And we're ready
in
to...
Washington.
Yes, a very good thing. Although if there is a Capitol building or a Capitol-shaped building, we are screwed. Yeah, we are ready to resume the title battle. 50 points the gap between Chapelele and Droftas, and after this race, only 3 races to go. So we're running out of time, running out of points, but Chapelele is closing that gap, but he is running out of time to do so. So every race now is crucial, and a DNF could decide the championship, really, especially if the other driver wins it. I think we're expecting 19, actually maybe even 20, because I think reserves, we're full in terms of reserves. So it looks like a decent turnout. Looks like we got a reserve in Racer Avocado, who's not a usual racer. Wonder if he's related to Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, I'm joined here, if you may have heard his beautiful depressing voice, and by Velocity.
Cheers.
And he's going to be helping me get through this race. Hopefully he won't need to help me too much, because hoping it's going to be a good race. But I've gone from elation to slight depression, because I've only got 3 Mentos left, and they're really nice, and I want to ration them, but they're just staring.
Droftas predicted that. He said only 3 to go now, Chief.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know,
he was on about the Mentos, not the season.
No.
So, yeah, we are at the back end of the season. Yeah, no, there is only 3 races, including this one, actually. Because, obviously, I was thinking of... Yeah, there's 3 races to go. So, after this...
Are you forgetting about Baku?
No, Baku's already... Baku's the final race of the season. It's Vietnam, then Baku. But in Div 2, it's Vietnam, in USA. Vietnam, USA, Vietnam, and then Bahrain to finish it. So, yeah, there is 88 points maximum in this. So,
oh, mate, I got wine gums.
You sounded so kiddie when I'm like, hey, I got wine gums.
I got wine gums. I've got wine gums, and I've got a fruit twist Fanta, so, you know, I'm kind of balling at the moment.
Yeah, you're a lot richer than me with my 3 Mentos. Yeah. So basically, 88 points, maximum up for grabs. So the championship can't be won today. But after this race, it certainly can, and obviously this will be important. This could set up for either Droftas, for Droftas stealing the title next race if he has a good result and Chapelele DNFs, or if Chapelele can make some real gains into Droftas' lead. Chapelele does realistically need to win and get fastest lap though, and for Droftas to DNF, or at least get a point or something insignificant, because he's running out of time. And if Droftas finishes the final 4 races in the points, he should... No, actually, he won't win the championship, because if Chapelele wins all 3... Basically, Chapelele has to win every race. Mathematically, pretty much, has to win every single race.
And yeah, it can be won today, and I was actually thinking that, to be honest, as well. Basically, if Chapelele DNFs and Droftas wins, he wins.
No, because there's 88 points up for grabs.
Yes, and including today.
Oh, including...
Droftas scores 25.
Yeah. Well, if he gets 26, didn't think about that. See?
And Droftas saying it's 78.
Yeah, I knew that.
Not 88, yeah.
Well,
you know what?
I failed maths twice at GCSE. Give me a break. I was so certain I got it right at 88 as well.
Stupid child.
Oh, fucking...
This is a child channel.
It is a childish commentary team, definitely.
No, we've just been off for like, what, 2 weeks for Christmas, so...
We're dealing with lockdown and stuff. I've got 3 Mentos left, so just please, just have some sympathy. I beg. So,
We're here
like
for a good time.
It looks like it's sunny. Sunny Texas. Looks like I doubt there'll be any rain. If we just...
I think it's rather calm considering they realise that Trump is not actually their president. So you know,
yeah.
I would be, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. They'll take away Williams's gear because they're blue.
If Droftas has an incident with someone, like they think it's a deliberate, like if Droftas comes out and says, "Oh, that was a deliberate crash into me," they probably will storm the paddock.
Well, no, only if Droftas says he'll go with him.
Yeah, obviously, and then not turn up. So first out is Andreas, as always. This is quite a tradition. It has been the whole season, really. Lovely shot of him and the 2 Ferraris. Usually, Energetics is soon out after them, but
I've missed these cars, you know. I have. I haven't been on since Christmas, and you know what? I've missed them.
Yeah, well, obviously, the real F1 season has ended as well, so I think that adds something extra to it. We haven't got it back till March. We've already got a yellow flag. That's for someone.
I do need to get the trap map on. Actually, I tell you, I've missed this.
Dan Murphy's retired.
I was literally
brilliant.
Like I was commentating on Saturday last week, so I lie. Yeah. But you know, they just look different, don't they, in America? To be honest, USA is a grim track to drive, but some of the camera angles they can get.
Very nice to look at.
Do you drivers may all be depressed, but you know what? We'll be having a great time.
I will be until I run out of Mentos. So just for an update, I am eating currently at the moment 1 of the 3 Mentos left. I'm trying not to chew it too quickly. Sucking those juices. Trying to, you know, enjoy
He's an expert at sucking, aren't you?
Droftas taught me everything I knew.
Do you teach you, yeah? Right, Andreas loading up for his first lap anyway.
Oh, that was good. Yep, Andreas, DRS open. He will be setting the first time. It'd be nice for Andreas, considering how well the season started and how bad it's gone since, for him to start to finish these final couple of races in good form. Actually, Total P's did mention that Total P's, who is racing tonight, did mention that Andreas actually has taken off some assists since the start of the season, which perhaps explains the dip in pace. But obviously, long term, that will benefit him, and we will see if we can see any of that potential in these final 3 races. Getting some lovely angles with these cars, really are.
Yeah, I do think he got a little bit of oversteer going into that corner there. Just listening, I was on the cinematic cam. I could just hear he came off the throttle a little bit, but
well, Paulie Orange has done the fastest first sector. He's beaten his teammate.
Oh, he's absolutely
Andreas.
Rapid, Paulie Orange is,
so
honestly.
We'll keep an eye on him. And
I'll
Phil.
be interested to see, because Chapelet last week.
Phil has gone quicker.
No, sorry, in Russia was saying he's very, very confident around here, and he does look rapid based on like time trial times. So
there, but doesn't seem to have affected him.
I do wonder if
it's not purple.
Paulie Orange will bring it to him.
Well, Phil has the purple middle sector then, so that's interesting. Andreas sets the first time, so 1:30.2. Next across the line will be Phil Razor, and it's a 1:30.9. And we wait for Paulie Orange coming round that flat-out corner where Verstappen exceeded track limits and got robbed of the podium on the podium because of that penalty. Pillars has gone faster, 1:30.1. What can Paulie Orange do? It's a name
we haven't seen for a while, isn't it, Pillars?
No, he's usually not there, but it's Paulie Orange must have had a dreadful final sector because he went purple first, had a poor middle, and yeah, he's done a 1:31.066. Fatality was on the ball with a 1:31.232. Tango is invalidated. German set a time 1:32.95. Liam is also invalidated. It's very easy to invalidate in that first sector, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you've got it's basically all or nothing, that first sector.
Yeah.
If you don't push the
send
car, send it into the S section, then yeah, you can lose 5 temps quite easily.
Chapelele looking to set
Really
his
pushing
opening
the
lap.
limits.
He is, and nearly went over them there. But as a result of pushing it to the limits, he's gone fastest by 3/10 ahead of his teammate Pillars. So far, a Red Bull front row lockout. Total Peas is now starting his lap. He's in the Renault. Used to seeing him in the Racing Point from both earlier this season and the season before that when he was my teammate. Poor guy, gave him PTSD, so now he barely ever races in VIL since he was my teammate.
Oh, well, he did blow his PS4 up, but...
Yeah, true. And
so we'll not give you the whole credit for that.
He also did DNF 90% of the races last season after a couple of podiums at the start. And at the start of this season, actually did have a bit of a title charge, didn't he? Until, as you say,
yeah, until he blew his PS4 up.
Of school, and then his PS4 exploding. So yeah, bit of a shame for him, but we'll see if he's back at all next season as a full-time driver. If not, we'll still see him about as reserve every so often. So let's just enjoy this while we can. He's gone purple in the middle sector, so that is something for him. He didn't go purple in the first, but yeah, he's gone purple in the second sector. In terms of binning it, there aren't really that many places, I guess, you can do it.
You can spin it,
yeah,
but I don't think you can bin it.
Wall, really.
Well, actually, Sector 3, the very end of Sector 3, you can wrap it around in the final corner and put it in the wall.
That's a good time from Toes of Peas. That puts him fourth fastest at 1:30.288. Not far off, 4/10 off Chapelele, and not far off Andreas and Pillars in front of him. Energetics on a lap, but I presume he will be doing his usual heavy fuel run. Well, I say that, he's gone purple in the first sector, and then done a massive lock-up to, I guess... Oh, and he nearly loses the rear! Wow, he is really pushing it to the limits. Yeah, gets a purple first sector, and then nearly completely loses the car and flies into a wall.
Well, that's Energetics all over ever since he's put his line off. He's very good through one sector, and then for another he could be 6-7 tenths off the pace.
So we've got 13 times now as a lock-up there from Energetics, and he's lost a bit of the rear, and again he's really fighting that car, isn't he? FDH has set a time 1:31.3. Nova's now just set a time of 1:32.8. Emerson a 1:30.6. Droftas with a 1:30.7. He'll want to be higher up than that later in the qualifying. For now, obviously in Q1 it's fine.
Racer Avocado's just put in 10th.
Yeah, he has 1:31.183. Energetics going right to the track limits there, and it's gonna be well, he nearly lost the car at the end there, so I think he lost about 2/10 right at the end.
Well, I think he's lost over a second in a bit anyway in that lap.
He's had so many moments, it's unsurprising that it's a 1:32.4, and I don't think for once it was, as he deliberately invalidates, I don't think for once it was a heavy fuel run, it was just him going for it. But,
well, Ailhan's just about to come across the line and set his time.
Yeah, we're on board with him. As Renault gets right out of the way. And Alan goes fifth, fastest 1:30.
Well, now we get to see the guys who look like they're in a bit of danger, which is FTH, Liam, Government, Energetics, and Nova. Those, I would say, are the danger lot. I mean, Racer Avocado and Fatality are there. Paulie Orange is definitely going to go quicker.
Yeah, well, all of them are either pitted or on an in-lap. Also worth mentioning that F1 Farth will be joining us for the race, but he will miss qualifying, I think, unless he can get in the next 8 minutes. He'd only just left from work about an hour ago, so I think he will be there for the race, but I think he will miss quali. So we will have a full grid of 20, which is good. Shame that Dan Murphy is boycotting qualifying. I wonder if that's a human rights thing. He finds that qualifying is cruel on the tyres or something. I'm really not sure. It seems bizarre for me why he always retires in qualifying, but who am I to judge? I'm the commentator, that's who. Dickhead.
Shut up. No, we've got Knowles. He's still not moved. He's doing his the same thing. Them two do love.
Oh, Energetics is round, and that could have been a lot worse, you know, because that is in the one area where there are barriers quite close to the track. And I just went on board of him just to see what he was doing, and he's now starting another lap. But yeah, he just completely lost the rears, and those tyres are going to be very, very hot into this first corner. I've got to be careful not to spin again. He's managed to keep it on the track that time. Oh, but barely. Again, fighting the car. This is really entertaining.
What do you think EA are going to be able to do in terms of, like, obviously they're giving Codemasters the full creative
validation there from Energetic.
But creative input. But what do you think they'll add to F1 in the future?
Well, I mean, most games that they buy, they add an Ultimate Team into. It really would not work with F1. The only thing that it would work for is the memes of, you know, packing, like, I don't know,
soft compound tyre
Mazepin or something like that. But in terms of career modes, EA can do really good ones. You see that with NBA. They do an incredible career mode with NBA. So if they could do something like that in F1,
I think Madden as well is quite good.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. We just don't want it to be a FIFA-like career mode, or a FIFA-type game where it's just lazy. And because there's no competition of F1 games, just like there's no competition with FIFA, I do worry as Pillars and Validates. I do worry that perhaps because of that no competition aspect, they will try less. Maybe they'll try a lot for this first one to make an impression, but realistically, people are going to buy it anyway because there's no other game like this on the market specifically for F1.
Well, I think the game's going to get a lot more expensive anyway.
Yeah,
and I think I can't see them being able to put a paywall into this game though. That's the thing. Like, I don't know what. I know they like to add paywalls, but I can't see them being able to add one in this game.
FDH doesn't improve. He's 3/10 down on that lap. Liam, a 10th down in the first sector and 3/10 down in the middle. So it looks like a lot of people aren't improving at the bottom. Energetics is coming into the pits. He'll probably have one last go. Chapelele on an out lap. Emerson on a flying, actually. He's just started a flying lap. And Pillars coming into the pit. So we'll stick on board with Emerson for now.
So, I thought I'd break the silence because Robbie's just died.
No, I mean Memento.
You've only got one left, so and we're literally still in Q1, so is Emerson gonna improve on his time?
I completely missed his first sector because I was concentrating
I did
so
as
hard
well.
on that
Well, I was never there, but he's up.
Yeah, he's up.
Barely, but he is up.
Oh, and Williams just giving him a wave there.
At the moment, the amount he's up will not even put him inside the top 5, so...
We did miss his first sector, though. If he significantly improved on that, it could. Total piece on the outlap. Chapelele on flying, but we'll just stay to the end of this Emerson lap before we go back to Chapelele. And Emerson's going to come across the line, and it's a 130.3. He does go into the top 5 with a big middle finger to Velocity there in the commentary box. Chapelele, he's in sector 3 at the moment. Just ahead of him, actually, is Pillars, but Pillars has invalidated. Currently, as I said, it is a front row lockout for these two in the Red Bull. Chapelele, no need to go out again. He's safely through. Just some practice.
And he's invalidated.
Q3, and he's going to come into the pits now. Very high speed there. Did well to slow it down.
That is a very dangerous pit entry.
I mean, I think it was anyone else other than Chapelele there, they would have lost their wheel. Like, that is just incredibly risky. Emerson's on an in-lap. Tango's been validated again.
I think
Paulie Orange has gone purple. He's 3/10 up in the middle sector. So this could
Well,
be
yeah,
a
Poorly
significant
Orange
improvement.
definitely messed up a lot of his lap.
Yeah.
And I am interested to see what he can do, because he's about to come across
Yeah,
the
we're on
line,
board.
and
We're on viewing him now.
Ferrari's grown on me, but it's just the engine is
Yeah,
disgusting.
the engine, I just can't deal with the engine. So
He's a
130.2.
millisecond behind Pease.
Yeah, 130.289. Safety through as he already really was, to be honest. But just to lay down a bit more close to his pace as Andreas retires in the pit lanes. Pit lanes? They're not plural. It's just one. Liam Yeh is on a 2-minute 5 lap. So this is quick. He's going to go around.
He's going again.
So maybe...
No, it was a 131.3.
Oh, that was
the delta didn't really work.
No, that was his fastest time.
Well, this is going to be his lap anyway.
Silly goose. German is absolutely throwing it into that first chicane. I tell you what, in the cinematic view, seeing those cars absolutely belt it through there is so satisfying. The design for that, actually, I mean, the whole design
he's
of the
invalidated.
track, yeah, he has. As the whole design of the track was on the basis of it being based off the best corners in a lot of other F1 tracks. So, for example, the chicane, the Sector 1 is mainly designed off Silverstone's.
The only problem, right, is it just doesn't...
The final, the hard looping corner is based on Spoon in Sector 3 as well. I can't, I don't know, it doesn't really hook up though, that's the problem. You've added a race of all the best corners, but there's no random,
there's no flow to it, is there?
But there isn't going to be when you do a track like that, because it's just taking pieces from all the other tracks and smushing it together. As we say, it's great to look at, but in terms of racing, and not necessarily, you can overtake here, but it's still not amazing for wheel-to-wheel action. And it's not very punishing if you do make a mistake, as we mentioned. Liam, yeah, it's going to come across the line. He does improve at 130.6.
Well, Pease has actually improved and put himself into P2 as well.
Retired, and he's out. He's out.
He's had an incident with energetics, I think, possibly. Energetics is just very slow there.
He's on an outlap. I don't think he... The next person to go around there... Oh, his car's disappeared.
I know where that car was. It was facing backwards, like on the inside of the corner.
Well, if Droftas could let us know what happened there, because that was... I'd be very interested to know. That's huge for the championship, potentially. If Droftas doesn't score a point today, he's going to be starting way outside it. But that has given the likes of German and Energetics a chance.
The thing is, Droftas isn't always the best when it comes to overtaking. He's very consistent on pace. Has that... I'd like to describe him as a bit of a Bottas. Like, he has that pace, he's consistent.
You're saying he's not going to win the championship.
But he's very consistent. But I don't know if he's got the recovery drives in him.
Well, Energetics is the only one who can dislodge Droftas and actually get into Q2. Just needs to make sure he doesn't invalidate and he can improve on his time. Because German is invalidated, Nova has finished the session. So all eyes on Energetics with a big lockup. Oh, and a fight in the car and he's invalidated! He will be absolutely fuming as he parks the car in frustration.
Well, Droftas is going to start from P15 where it's busy. So
yeah,
how is he going to deal with it?
You're going to be in a lot of cars. There's potential to get caught up in incidents. It's not.
Well, another problem is obviously Pease is here now. He's very similar to Droftas's pace.
Also, the last time that Droftas started back there,
he did get wing damage.
He got wing damage and he ended up finishing outside the points at Mexico.
No, it's not all inspiring, is it? But I think as long as he gets maybe, I think it's probably P5 in the end, he'll be all right. But that's a lot of decent drivers to get through.
Oh. Well, I'm getting some information here from Droftas that his console froze.
Oh. PS5 seems like it was worth it then, I guess. That's very odd. Maybe the console doesn't want him to win the championship either. But he's going to have to get through FTH, Fatality, Avocado, Nolsey, Phil, Liam, Ailhan, Tango, Emerson, Paulie Orange, Andreas, Pillars, Peas, or even Chapelele. They're not easy drivers to pass, are they?
Apparently Energetic saw it happen. The car just smashed into the wall. And he laughed. So really sympathetic there from...
well, we know he's not a very sympathetic person, do we? So...
yeah, so Droftas will need an invite. Because...
I'll do that now.
Yeah, so... yeah, really bad luck. So yeah, we have 14 drivers now in Q2, as I'm just going to put on... we'll put on detail for this, because we want to know the times. I feel like a sneeze coming on. I'm not sure when. This is very scary. Is the first driver going to be out? Going to be Andreas as always? No, it's not. It's going to be the Renault of... is that Total Peas? Or Liam yet?
It's going to be Total Peas, yeah.
No, it's Liam, yeah.
No, that's what I meant. No, I was just hovering over Total Peas.
You were so certain then. That's embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourself. Said that with such confidence. So yeah, Liam will be the first one to set time. Behind him is Chapelele. Then behind him is the McLaren of FTH. And then further behind, you have Tango. They are the first 4 drivers out. So, but as tradition, we will stick with Liam at the moment, as he's the first one who'll be out, and he's on the medium tyres. Everyone out on the track at the moment is on the medium tyres. Anything to say about that?
Well, I don't know.
Thanks.
I think it is a medium hard, so obviously if you do go onto well, actually...
oh, the last Mento.
I'm not sure, because I think you can take these softs for quite a while. Now,
I think the tyre
thing is, I think you can do a soft hard, but you're pushing it.
Yeah,
I have done soft hard races before.
If you do soft hard as well, especially as those tyres start to wear, you really feel that in Sector 1. You can so easily lose the car through there as you throw it through. So,
well, to be honest, on this game, I don't think it's losing the car at tyre wear. It's just massive amounts of understeer, and you're not having the same amount of speed going through these corners.
So
that's what I've noticed. On this game especially, you don't lose the car as the tyre wear gets worse. You just don't get as responsive steering.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And Liam will want responsive steering through this first sector. Looked like a quite tidy first sector. In the Renault as he starts Q2 and I start my final Mento. I might be quite grumpy after I finish this Mento because I'm out of them.
Brilliant. Oh, well, that Mayfair, whatever it is on the Renault, I always think it says Mbappe, I'm not going to lie. On their inside of the nose cone.
Well, they are a French team.
Yeah, I always think, instead of saying...
No, I know what you mean, I just saw a glance at it there.
I keep thinking it's saying Mbappe. And to be honest, I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, the way the sort of F's, the font the F's are in, from like a quick glance, it looks like they're P's. Not as in total P's, but as in the letter P.
Could imagine that, couldn't you? P's just hanging onto the side of the Renault. But no.
If P's had an F1 car, he'd just be plugging everyone's birthdays on it instead of sponsors.
Yeah, 100%.
Liam Miller's a 132.541.
All it would say is more life.
Happy birthday.
Then happy birthday. Check this video out.
Yeah.
check this out. It'd just be a load of links, really, and pictures of people whose birthdays it is.
And
So, I
it'd just
mean,
be
I guess
crammed all over the car.
maybe we'd have a bit of a different car, but...
Yeah, I think you'd need an extra big one. Like, you'd need a van for all the plugs. I'm sure he'll enjoy this abuse. As Chapelele has obviously gone fastest. He's on the medium tyre. He's done a 1:31.2. Everyone on the who set a lap actually is on the medium tyre. So Tango 3/10 back with a 1:31.5. Then it goes. There's a big gap. There's the second gap from second down to third. With Liam
Do you know what?
132.5. Whoa, what?
Tango.
And Bill Razor with the 132.829 and FTH with the 141.240, which is an amazing time.
Do you know what? Tango, when he sorted out his internet, is very, very competitive.
Well, we say this all the time,
Like,
every week. He is very quick.
But I think he may have maybe upgraded to a router now rather than like
he didn't
any
disconnect
assortment
last.
of food.
He didn't disconnect last time he was in a race, and he did quite well. Total P's has gone fourth fastest on the medium.
Well, fatalities come through on the softs as well.
That is not the track, young man.
So maybe Fatality not confident he's going to get through.
Yeah.
And we also have Paulie Orange on the softs and Racer Avocado on the softs as well.
Well, Paulie Orange, that's quite significant considering I'd argue he's one of the front runners. Certainly sort of the top 6 traditionally.
Maybe he's going for that soft hard that I did mention earlier.
Yeah, I think maybe he did hear you.
To be honest, I do think the 2-stop is viable around here. It's not a long pit.
It's not, but yeah, no, you know what? The 2-stop can work. It's just you've got to really go for an overtake.
Because the reason why
up there from Paulie Orange.
The reason you can get the 2-stop is because you're using those softs while everyone else is going to be on the hards, and your speed difference through sector 1 and 3 is going to be huge. You'll gain maybe even a second a lap on people. So whether you want to give up maybe that track position, or do you want to defend? Are you better at defending your positions? Because if you come up against someone who's
on ERS.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you've drained a lot you can't just burning RS freely and catch up to everyone. But I know what you mean. A tyre wear coming off. Yeah, it really depends on the driver, doesn't it? And it depends on if you get stuck in traffic. As Pillars goes 4th fastest, 1:31.555.
Well, I think Paulie Orange is going to be setting a purple lap here.
His first sector wasn't amazing. It wasn't even a purple.
Yeah, but he has got purple second sector, and the first sector is very much not necessarily based on tyres and based on tyres per se. Yeah. Especially in qualifying, the car's so light, you just throw it around anyway. So, yeah, but there you go, he's a second quicker.
Yeah. So that first sector, which is the shortest sector anyway, Adlan going very slowly through here. He's not on a fly. Emerson is on a fly. He's coming into the final sector now. What can he do? Droftas just says 1. Oh, 1.3 delta between soft and medium. But we just randomly just put the number 1 as Emerson goes second. And that's quicker than Chapelele on the medium tyres.
Well, we know Emerson's quick, don't we?
But we don't know he's necessarily quicker than Chapelele. But he can be on his day.
Or was, because obviously Chapelele says he's rapid around this track, let's be honest.
He was laughing at the prospect
of a challenge around here, so
Andreas,
maybe...
That was not the best of entrances into that corner. Seemed to have gone very slowly through there. Wonder if that will affect the rest of his lap.
How was he set a time last?
He did right at the end.
Snuck his way through.
He did right at the end, but we didn't get it. We didn't... Well, I wasn't on board for him when he did it, but yeah, he did do a time at the very last minute. It appears Droftas is the only one who's watching us today. Certainly
well, we have got 9 people watching, but obviously they don't like us enough to talk to us.
No. There's no excuse if you're driving. I want to see people crash because they're commenting in the
Do you reckon we should give people, like, points if we ever see them commentating and doing a lap at the same time?
Commentating? No, there's no points. Well, Andreas!
Oh! He's so lucky.
Wow, that was so close to him losing his.
Do you know what? He might have been texting and driving as well.
Yeah, if he did, fair play, because God, that was close. That was so agonisingly close to being to seeing him lose his wheel. We got a yellow flag.
That's just poorly orange or Phil going very slowly.
Yeah, it's not Phil. Phil is in sector 1, starting his out lap. Liam Yeh is on a lap and he's 3/10 up on his time. Chapelele saying get in. I wonder if he's just saying that to the fact that...
Oh, perfect sector 1 rest garbage. So yeah, not an ideal lap for him, but...
Just confused where the get in came from.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but you know... maybe
COVID.
Maybe he's just really happy about what's just come up on his screens in the. Maybe, to be honest, he might be watching football or something. I don't know if anyone plays today. Probably some Mexican teams. So.
Well, Chapelele is a well-known Mexican.
Well, you don't know who people support these days, do you?
Yeah.
So. Liam, yeah, is 3/10 up on.
Yeah, I didn't see that, Liam. I didn't want to say anything because we could see on the stream, and I didn't want to add insult to the injury because it did look like it was a good lap until then. Andreas is going to have time to set another lap. Nosey's going to do his one-lap wonder like he did last time. Will it be enough to get him to Q3? We will see. Pillars on an out lap. Phil starting his lap, so we'll stay on board with Phil.
He's been another one. I think he's been a bit of a, what I would say, a quali merchant a little bit, hasn't he? Does love his qualifying, then falls backwards into the grass of some of the better or more consistent drivers over the course of maybe 20 odd laps. Always gets himself around P6, P8 sort of area.
Well, did you see that first sector? Purple.
Yes. Yeah, but this is proving my point exactly. He's very, very, very good in qualifying.
Just the racy. Sometimes he's got better at it. He's got better at it. Like,
yeah.
But sometimes his racecraft, especially in the start and the middle of the season, was what let him down after really good qualifyings. But as I said, he has got better at the racecraft, and you've seen that.
Just holding that car after the tyre wear kicks in.
That's a really good middle sector as well.
He does need to be about 2.8 up though if he wants to really, or 2.6, 2.5 up.
But it is another purple sector.
Yeah.
So it's about this final.
But usually you gain so much. These guys do through here, so I wouldn't put it past him to be able to put it maybe P2 is where I'm expecting him to come across the line.
I'm saying P1. Yes!
Okay. I
was right. 1:30.1.
Do you know what? That's a brilliant time, though. That is a really good time.
I saw where when it got to like 1:27. I was like, this is going to be just about quicker. That's why I made the prediction when I did. But Pillars has just smashed it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he smashed it by about 4/10. So not messing about there. Fair play to
But this is where these guys are. Look, Pease is now in the drop zone. FDH is out. Liam's out.
Yeah, everyone's on softs.
Andreas is out, and Knowlesy's still apparently going to load up the mediums.
No,
he's not changed.
But everyone now having to. I think we're going to see all the top 10.
As we do have Knowlesy actually coming out onto the mediums, so
all the top 10 definitely will be on softs. I think at this rate. Pease is.
Yeah. Pease is staying in. No, he's coming out now. Emerson's now out onto the softs as well. So realistically, Emerson coming out onto the softs, does that not say something to maybe...
Emerson getting very close to the back of...
does that not say something to maybe Knowlesy that he's on the wrong tyres now?
Oh, 100%. Knowlesy is going. It's going to take a miracle for him to come to get...
And Chapelele's now just exited the pit, so he's going to be the last one across the line now.
Well, if anyone is listening to the stream, we'll let you know if you're safe and if you can back off. But obviously not everyone will be listening to the stream, so no one is safe out there, except for probably Pillars and Phil Razor and Paul the Orange.
Well, everyone, yeah, I do believe Pillars is...
Everyone in the 31s is not safe.
Which is pretty much everyone
Yeah,
outside the top three
yeah,
is
it is
medium
everyone
runners.
Well, Emerson is having a little drag race here with Knowlesy. He did get past Knowlesy, and then Knowlesy's got back past him, and now he's got back past Knowlesy.
Well, the thing is, they've got a Renault in front of Total P's as well, so
yeah,
it could get a bit messy for track position. These guys really need to.
Got enough time. I think that's Alan, who's just started his lap looking at the mini map. Yeah, it is Alan. Then it is Fatality, I think that is. Or Tango.
Tango's already. That's Tango there.
Yeah, Tango.
Then that's FTH. Then obviously P's, Emerson, and Knowles and Chapelele is going to be the last one coming across the line.
Not going to back up here. This is
because Liam's actually going to. Liam is out of qualifying too.
He's not going to make it. Is he?
He's invalidated.
Oh,
but actually,
if he will.
Round.
Go on, son.
I'm sorry.
He's done it. Oh,
he's made
the
it.
Scenes. This is when he runs out of fuel, like corner in.
Should be all right.
So currently, those in the drop zone. Who should we go on board with first? Do you reckon?
Ailhan.
He'll be the first. Then it will be Total P's is just behind him. So. Sorry, not Total P's.
Actually, you're missing Andreas. Andreas is on the lap as well, and he's way in front of Ailhan.
Yeah.
So
he's
and he's actually 7/10 up on his time currently. So
we're gonna go. Remind me of this order. We're gonna go Andreas, Ailhan, Fatality, because they're the three in front.
Well,
Andreas sets his time.
It's
1:30.7.
Tango.
Then it's
Tango's. It's Ailhan Tango.
Oh, sorry, Ailhan Tango. Ailhan now to set his time. Andreas with a 1:30.73. Here comes Ailhan. It's comfortably through. That's second fastest. Very good time actually there. We got a yellow
Tango
flag,
coming across the line now.
And he's gone second fastest.
It looks like that's P.
Pease
is out.
Sector 3.
Pease is out of qualifying.
Oh, he's invalidated. Yeah, he's out of qualifying. You're right. Chapelele.
Emerson's going to be the next one across the line, though.
Yep, he will be. Then he will be followed by... Is that Knowlesy behind him? Yeah, Knowlesy. Emerson goes fourth fastest. Where will Knowlesy go? Will he get through?
He's out.
No, he won't, understandably.
Chapelele has made it through and has made sure... Look at this.
Liam's got through. Chapelele just scrapes through. He slowed down to... So he'll be the only one... in the top 10 on the medium tyres, so that has worked out beautifully for Chapelele.
I have never seen such a
ballsy move.
It was ballsy, but obviously I feel like he knew where he was going to end up. But Motion's getting his P10, but
yeah,
it's the awareness, isn't it? Of where he is on track.
We've got
Gurman saying Quali Merchant. I'm not sure who that's aimed at, but I would assume
it's aimed at me.
You, yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible abuse.
But yeah, no. Chapelele is going to be the only one on the mediums. But as we said, people don't talk much. People are now starting to talk more. So you know what? Maybe we should call them out a bit more.
Yeah, you all suck.
You guys don't overtake enough.
Pillars was fastest in that session then with a 1:29.779. The Div 2 commentator.
Do you know what? Chapelele only got through by, I think that's...
Oh yeah, that is nothing.
It's 18 milliseconds.
But from Q2, we lose Racer Avocado, Fatality, Knowlesy, and Total P's. We only had 14 because Drofthouse's console crashed, and then he literally crashed into a wall and burst into flames.
Well, maybe not the flames part.
No, there was flames. And he was lifted from the fire by the marshals. It was Roman Grosjean, point 2.
Okay.
He lived! Chill out! He lived, and we're happy that he lived. Because it was very traumatic watching it. I thought I'd witnessed a death for the second time.
Actually.
And
my girlfriend laughed at it, and I kept having to tell her, no, he could be dead. Like, he legitimately could be dead. And she was like, yeah, but he's not. He's not. And then I was just like, yeah, but, like, he could. Stop. No,
What the
because
hell
like
is she
literally before she
laughing?
was like, "Oh, I like it when they crash," and I was like, "Oh,
You're out with a psychopath.
yeah." Well,
I was traumatised with that Grosjean thing. I was like, I'm dead. There's no way he survived that. The car's
well,
exploded.
the thing is, right. Well, actually, I don't have a point anymore.
Yeah, that's great.
Um,
Thanks for that. This is why you're my co-commentator. And oh,
I'm
what
just-
an overtake! What an overtake! Emerson has been overtaken there by Pillars. Oh, it's just, we love to see it. They really do. We were complaining about not enough on-track action, and then, So, do you ever consider investing in Bitcoin?
Do you know what? I wish I kind of did.
Same, it's now worth 40,000 per coin. If you put £100 in Bitcoin back then,
You'd be a millionaire.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure you've heard this story about the guy who invested in Bitcoin and then put his computer in the bit in, and then it ended up going to a scrapyard and he realised it was worth millions. And then
No,
he
I
went
haven't
to
heard that.
scrapyard and could never find it, so he's now just an average man,
I
but he
presume
could have
still
been a
is, though.
millionaire. Well, I would.
I couldn't live with that. The fact that you could have been in that position.
Right, anyway, I'm gonna go to the toilet.
No, don't leave me, please. Okay, we're alone. Thank God for that. We're safe from velocities clutches. So we see Pillars starting his lap then. First one out in Q3. The shootout, this is where it all counts. How's this first sector going to be? Well, he hasn't invalidated it. It looks pretty much flat out. And I've just noticed that I don't have any lap data for some reason. Because it decided to switch off. We don't need detail. I think we judge that everyone's going to be out on the softs. Everyone is out. Well, that's a lie. 5 of the 10 are out. Pillars to this long DRS straight. I'm sure we will see plenty of overtakes in the race. Let's see what he can do in this sector 2. So a nice clean exit. My twitches of the rear. It's a very good middle sector. 1 minute 4. Bit wide into there, but that's going to give him a better exit to the spoon-like corner here at the Circuit of Americas. Obviously a lot quicker and easier than the real spoon. Pillars now coming to the end of sector 3. This is looking like a pretty tidy lap. Can he hold it together in the final corner? He can, and it's going to be a 1:30.3. So a decent banker there from Pillars. And next up behind him is
Emerson.
And I've missed him go across the line, and he's gone fastest by quite a bit, 1:29.757. That is an impressive lap. Phil has invalidated. Next up will be Chapelele. No, it'll be Alan starting his lap. Then behind him will be Liam, who is just starting his lap. Then it is Tango, who sets a 1:30.567. Then we've got Andreas.
Andreas coming across the line.
He's gone second faster, 1:30.162. So no one, apart from Emerson, so far has broken into the 1:29s. Liam Yed has a 1:31.269.
Well, Chapelele's just gone a purple sector 2, so I'm expecting something big here.
I wonder what you're talking about.
Many things, but you know, we'll keep it PG and go with the lap.
FTH.
And he's going to come across the final corner now, Chapelele, and it is going to be a 29.4.
3
and he's
just next across the line will be Phil Razor. I'm not sure if this is an in-lap or not, because he did invalidate the first lap, but we will see. We'll stay on board just in case. No, this is definitely an in-lap, I think. No? No, it's not. No, he's pushing hard. And it is an in-lap. Brilliant. Cheers for that. Alan then coming around the final corner. So I've been baited there by Phil. Alan is going to set a 129.929. So we've got 3 different cars on the front row. Chapelele in the Red Bull, Emerson in the Racing Point, and Alan in the Alpha Tauri. Alan, of course, the sole representative for Alpha Tauri in Q3 after that unfortunate Droftas error in terms of his console freezing. Still really embarrassing for him to crash even though he couldn't see. I expected better from him. So everyone now on in laps or in the pits, and our provisional pole holder, not surprisingly, is Chapelele. He has to win and get fastest lap pretty much for all of these races now, and you wouldn't put it past him at all in terms of his form and pace. The only thing that's going to stop him now
I've
is
heard
Droftas.
a lot about Droftas being quite good at Baku, so
yes,
I'm just saying.
But Droftas,
there's a fight there.
Yeah, of course there's a fight. Silly boy, I never said there wasn't. Disgusting. I said there is the ball is in Droftas' court. For Chapelele is in great form. He keeps winning races. He keeps usually getting fastest laps and pole positions. But Droftas only needs to get a couple of 4th place positions. I think if he finishes 4th the final 3 races, it should be enough. But don't quote me on that.
Well, I have a feeling he might not get the best result here, but honestly, Baku could help him out a little bit. And Vietnam, I don't have any idea, if I'm being honest, on what the pace is around there.
Yeah.
Disgusting track, and
awful. Beautiful country. I want to go there.
That track. Well, I think to be honest, it's
beer costs
such
there.
It's such a boring track as well, just to drive. Like,
yeah.
There's way too longer straights. Even on that DRS zone, if you can burn all your overtake on that last straight, and they can still just overtake you.
Yeah.
Like there's no defending. It's completely stupid. The Sector 3 is brilliant. I like Sector 3. The rest of it's horrible though.
Yeah, Sector 3 is the only bearable one, I'd say.
As we have Phil, the only man out, this will be his last lap, as there is only 3 minutes left of the session. So who do you think will get pole? Or do you think anyone will beat Chapelele?
I don't think anyone's beating Chapelele, but I've now given someone a chance to beat Chapelele because I'm pretty sure... Oh no, the qualifying curse was eventually broken by Chapelele. I think it was about 2 races ago. So, okay, that doesn't work anymore. But either way, I still think it's going to be Chapelele who will take pole. It's a massive gap, and he's just in another league. So, I think it's going to be... we've had the Christmas break, and now it's back to normal in terms of Chapelele getting poles.
Well, got Emerson finding form as well. In the recent weeks, doing well around Russia, and now possibly being able to challenge at Chapelele for pole position if he gets a lap together.
Liam is just come out the pits. Tango's on an out lap. Phil Razor is just starting his lap, so we'll stay on board with Phil because he'll be the first one to set their final lap in this qualifying session. What can Phil produce? He hasn't set a time yet. He invalidated his first attempt.
Well, he's basically at one-shot qualifying at this point, and
yeah, he is.
He does usually become maybe the bottleneck in most trains at the start of races. He does settle into a groove, but I tell you what, at the start of races, he does struggle.
And that's
he will
not
want
the
to
most stable of exits out of that corner. It wasn't particularly a rapid first sector either.
I think he can get himself into a P3 if I'm being honest, but you know,
Oh,
I haven't
definitely
actually
in terms
got
of pace, but it wasn't a great first sector in terms of compared to other people. When he had a bit of a wobble coming out of there, another big wobble.
another one.
Yeah, That's certainly going to affect his time.
And he's invalidated. He's going to
that's
be...
going to affect his time. He's going to be starting at 10.
Well, not necessarily. He may have... I saw this coming and gone with enough fuel. Chapellet's also out again. He's the last man out again.
He always loves to be the last one out, doesn't he? Even though he doesn't really... Half the time, it's not very exciting anyway because he's already got pole at that point. Liam Yeh is going to be the next one to start his lap then. Let's see if Phil does. Phil is going again.
So he did account for this.
Yeah, he did.
Possibly inevitability. And
Liam Yeh starting his lap as well. So we'll stick on board then with Phil for one more lap.
Tango's done a purple sector 1. He's up by 2 tenths.
Oh yeah, Tango will be the first one across the line. So we'll be on board with him instead. What time was it? Did you see it? Was it in the 23?
No, I just saw that it was up by 2 tenths. But we will see again after this next corner. But I'll tell you what, that Williams is just such a nice looking car. But have you heard what they're going to be doing for, I think it's either 2021 or is it 2022, that they're going to be using Mercedes parts?
It's 2021, yeah. He's gone purple in the... that is a very good middle sector.
So...
This is looking good from Tango.
Obviously, that might be able to make them a midfield runner again. It'd be really nice to see Williams be able to compete and actually see what George Russell and Latifi can actually do, because there's nothing for them to actually be able to do, is there?
No.
Like, you can call Latifi a pay driver all you want, but until he's in a competitive car, you can't actually say it.
Across the line, and that's a very good time. That's putting P3 129.798. Very respectable time indeed. Next up will be Phil Razor then.
He's invalidated
again. Oh, he's having a nightmare, isn't he? Liam Yeh behind him has just invalidated as well. For goodness sake, guys. Stop ruining qualifying.
Should we close our eyes?
Yeah, FTH now on a lap. Big lock up.
He's 5 tenths up as well.
Yeah, he needs to keep it within track limits.
Massive wobble there as well. Another big lock up.
Yeah.
He's got Paulie Orange right behind him.
This is where FTH invalidated when it got a bit too eager. Can he keep it on track? Yes, he can. Final corner.
It's another wobble though.
They're pushing hard.
And round he goes.
FTH with a 129.948. Good time from him. Paulie Orange, 129.945. Only good enough for 5th. Then we've got...
He's 4 milliseconds quicker than FTH, actually.
Andreas comes across the line. It's a 129.789. That's P3. Really good qualifying from Andreas.
Well, the only person who can realistically dethrone is Elhan and Emerson.
Elhan comes across the line. It's 3rd, 129.745.
Well, oh my god, Emerson almost did.
Oh, and yeah, Emerson nearly clinches pole. But Chapelet, I don't know if he went faster in the end.
I think he went at 4:14, I think is what I saw.
No, that was before he crossed the line.
Well, then I guess... Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did improve anyway, so it wouldn't have been enough even if he would have gone slightly quicker than Emerson. And it's another pole for Chapelet.
And I will be guaranteeing you...
In the end.
I will guarantee you... he will tell us in the post-race things, if he does finish in the top 3, that he could have got into the 28s.
Well, yeah, he's just said meh, so...
Yeah, so... Well, how much we bet? And we'll get ours a second off the pace in qualifying today. So, but no, it's a good qualifying. Realistically, though, Emerson's absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, and if he's that close on race pace, we're in for a very good race indeed.
Just don't let him drop you within the first 3 laps, or else, it's not going to be too enjoyable. But then, is there much of a DRS training?
No, not particularly here. I mean, where the
okay, so we've got a bit of confirmation. He was 0.5 off, not a whole second, but he is saying he could have got a 28.7. Which
we're coming up to formation that time. You know what that means?
Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm going to get some water. Actually, not go to the toilet for once. Going to get some water.
You're just doing the opposite.
Yeah.
Realistically.
So, you know what time it is. It's velocity.
Yeah.
Formation lap rundown. Yeah.
I should have like an intro at this point, like a jingle.
Yeah. Alright, see ya.
Oh. Right, it's just me and you guys again. We've got 20 seconds until the session starts. We're waiting for these guys to pick their setups and what the obviously outsider top 10 want to start on. I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen a lot of hard runners in terms of the race, but I do expect maybe one or two safety cars maybe towards the end or at the start, especially going through the S's at the start. It could be very clogged up, and we are going to have a look. So we have got, let me just switch the detail. I know you guys won't be able to see it, but we've got Chapelele, the only man inside the top 10 on the medium compound tyres, just absolutely dominating through qualifying, is on P1 in that Red Bull. Then Emerson, the only man who seemed like he could touch him in Q3, and he's in P2, and a very, very good qualifying session by him as well. Elhan, another good runner today in P3. Andreas hoping to find his previous form in P4. Hopefully he can keep himself alive for this whole race. Tango in P5, hopefully he keeps connected. Paulie Orange coming along nicely, and we will be seeing at the front and winning races in next season more than likely. FTH in P7, a new recruit coming in, Bahrain, having a bit of a shocker, but he's showing us what he can do now. Pillars in P8, one that we had, but obviously left, and now he's back, maybe as a result for the rest of the season. But then we've got P9 is Liam, Phil Ray's in P10. Both of those will be very disappointed with qualifying 3, but it's a race ahead of them now, and this is all they can do. P11 is the Racer Avocado. He's basically the pole position in the 3 compound runners. We've got no hard runners actually, so he's on the mediums. Fatality also on the mediums in P12. Nosy on the mediums in P13. This man is a genius when it comes to avoiding penalties. We might be seeing another masterclass today as well. P14 is Peace. He's on the soft compound tyre, so he'll be looking to cut through the pack as quickly as possible. P15 is Droftas. You know what he can do. Championship leader. He'll be hoping for another good drive. P16 is German on the mediums. P17 is Energetics, showing us what's to come, spinning on the formation lap. P18 is Nova on the soft compound tyres. P19 is Dan Murphy, the man who doesn't know what qualifying is. And P20 is Farth, the guy who didn't turn up for qualifying. So that's your grid. And Maz is back. So
I am. I'm surprised no one's gambled and gone on the hard. It's good to see that Farth is here, though. As we wait.
As we've had a disconnection of Liam. He's taken control after the start, which is good of him.
Yeah, good, because otherwise it would have screwed the start of the race. Okay, we wait for the lights. There we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights. Away we go. That looked like a decent start there from Emerson. How is Chapelele going to defend that? Comes across incredibly aggressively. Emerson's going to go around the outside. Who is this? It's an Alfa Romeo of Andreas, who steamed down the inside. And he's side by side with Emerson here.
We've got yellow flags as well. There's a Renault that's round. That is going to be Liam, I'm not quite sure what's happened to him, but it's looking busy. There's fatalities had a bit of lagging, but people are avoiding cars all over the place, and Knowles is right at the back.
Someone's gone round.
He's definitely spun off, but maybe he's just trying to keep Liam company, obviously not wanting him to have a lonely race from the very start.
Chaotic start, but already Chapelele getting away from Emerson quite a bit, so he's going to have to close that gap. So we see, look at this train of cars. And is Andreas going to be able to have a go here? Alan,
well, I'm just waiting to see. It looks like Paulie Orange is the closest to being able to make a move. And he is going to make a move on FTH. Going down the inside. But FTH is going to defend very nicely. And they're still going to be so... Paulie Orange trying to go round the outside. Then that leads to the inside for the next corner. But is he going to be able to make this? It's a very Jana Opmir move now.
He's going for it on Pillars as well, just behind.
And they're going 2 by 2, and no, they've now gone back to single file and decided it's the fire exit plan, and they're all trying to make it through now. But this is looking very interesting.
What's happened up front? Emerson is literally right on Chapelele all of a sudden. Energetics
Chapelele may have had an issue, and Chapelele has the run on Emerson, but it doesn't look like anything's happened.
How's Chapelele
It's
got the run of
happening.
Emerson?
Oh, and
Emerson's
Emerson's
gone
put it
for
down the inside.
That's incredibly ambitious. It hasn't paid off.
And it doesn't look like he's going to get that
Pease
move done.
got past Pillars. Pease has got past Pillars. Pillars coming back at him on the inside.
They've had a little bit of wheel bang in there, but Pillars has got back through, and that is that. I'm just looking back down the order, seeing what's happening.
It's just messed up for me, so that's not.
Gurman is pitting onto the hards. Another Renault, Liam Yet is onto the hards as well. Emerson has gone onto the grass, but he's all over the back of Chapelele. Obviously, Chapelele on the medium compounds as well.
Big lock up from Chapelele there as well. It's not going to help him. Pillars, poorly orange, and Pease has just barged his way past Pillars there. Very impolite there from Total Pease. But Pillars has got DRS and Total Pease hasn't. Emerson has got past Chapelele. Emerson's got past Chapelele here. And
there you
that's
go.
The lead. And Andreas is right behind him as well. Chapelele, big lock up. He's really struggling to warrant this medium tyres.
FTH and Paulie Orange. Paulie Orange has made the move on FTH and looks very comfortably ahead. And now it's up into P5. We're looking to chase down Ailhan. We've completely lost Deltas as well.
Yeah,
but Tango and Dan
really
Murphy are side by side. And it looks like Dan Murphy's gone through on Tango. But he does look like F1 Farf has actually managed to make up a good 8 positions so far. So I'll be wondering what he's done.
I do apologise if we're missing anything, but our deltas have gone. Emerson sets the fastest lap of the race, and Andreas is potentially looking at a move.
Tango and Dan Murphy again. Tango's now back through. I'm really not sure what's happening between these two because we've got no deltas.
Dan's now coming back.
He's coming back at him, but Tango's obviously giving him the squeeze. He's sending that right down the inside.
It's worked, but Tango's got the better drive. He's going to get back through unless Dan keeps the inside. And is anyone going to yield?
Yeah, Tango's going to lead. But obviously, Dan's now back at him. there's no let off here with these two. And Tango's going to lead into the next DRS zone. But Farf is on the back of that. So
Chapelele's closed up a bit to Emerson there. But obviously, he's not on the quicker tyre. But I tell you what, he's got a great run here. He will have DRS this lap.
Just trying to see, Total Peace is gaining onto the back of FTH. He will be looking for a move as soon as possible. Obviously, he can't be stuck behind this McLaren for too long.
Tango going on Farf. He's going to dive bomb down the inside. That's
he has made it work very nicely.
And there's a bit of a battle further back between the Energetics and YouTube Nova. Energetics aggressively getting through. Race Avocado's got a 3-second time penalty. Who is that is disconnected? It is...
and Energetics now has made a mistake.
Nearly a spin there from Energetics.
Here we go. We're getting penalties all over the place now. Look at that. Paulie Orange getting his first penalty. Pease getting a penalty. Infamous Pillars. Racer Avocados picked one up, and Energetics has all picked one up this lap. And do you know what? They've made this game worse over this Christmas. Honestly,
they just thought, you know what, this game isn't bad enough. It's a very good game. We need to make it crap.
It's honestly like the driving in this game is incredible compared to the rest of the game. Everything else is shocking.
Tango 3-second time penalty. That's a shame for him. He's been really.
See, I would really like to be able to know if Chapelele's within DRS zone or not. But
yellow flag. Someone at the back is spun.
It looks like it's Gurman.
Yeah, it's Gurman. He's going to have a really good run here, Pease, on FTH. I'm not sure about anyone else because I still don't have deltas. I guess we're going to have to go to cinematic view and just try and spot. Oh, that's someone on the... that's Alan. And he was looking at having a go at Andreas, but Andreas has defended well.
Pease is on the inside, going to the outside now.
Is he going to make that mistake?
FTH. Oh my god, this is a brilliant move. He's going to have the inside. Pease has really done well there, and he's going to make this move on FTH. Yeah. That's brilliant.
Oh, he's nearly lost the rear there, but here comes Pillars. Pillars is going to try and go around the outside of FTH. Oh, he's gone so wide through there.
And he's not going to make that, but Pillars has picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. Another one, he's on 6 seconds now.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
He needs to start being careful.
So look how close all of these guys are to each other. Pillars is going to have another go. Is Alan going to have it, or Paulie Orange going to have a look? Not
and here we go. Pillars down the inside of FTH.
Oh, that's risky.
Almost hit in the back.
Oh, and a bit of understeer. He
Oh,
nearly
wait,
understeered
Andreas
into
is
him.
off. Andreas is off.
Andreas, something has happened to him. I don't think there was contact.
And Phil Razor has got through on him as well. Andreas has, again, just showed that inconsistency and really does need to get that down if he wants to be challenging at the front.
Paulie Orange right on the back of Alan. There's a bit of a gap between Alan and Chapelele and Emerson, so I think if Paulie Orange wants a chance to win this race, he definitely needs to get past Alan at the moment.
Well, we've got Droftas down in P12 now. He's let Tango go through, and there's penalties popping up absolutely everywhere, and there's no way we're keeping up with these.
Chapelele's trying to get close enough to Emerson. He's not going to, but Paulie Orange is. Paulie Orange going down the inside. Has he made it stick? He has. That's a good move from Paulie Orange. That puts him into P3, and he's now in a shout of the race win there, realistically. Big lock up there. Phil Razor's got past FTH. Knowlesy got past F1 Far. Chapelele, after a bit of a slow start, is now starting to reapply the pressure on Emerson after Emerson got through at the start of the race with the pole sitter. The pole sitter on the mediums as well. Fatality on the mediums. He's in the top 10, so a decent start from him. We hope Liam Yet is back in the session now, taking control.
Pillar's going very wide again. He's going to be picking up penalty. He's going to drop a long way, I think, at the end of this race if it stays this close.
Yeah.
But we've got Dan Droftas not making any positions at the moment.
He's up 3 positions, but yeah, it's not really enough.
And that's Tango going on Fatality, and they got Fatality having the run, but he's not going to be able to do anything about that. And this is going to open up Droftas to attack now. Droftas does have to really be a bit brutal here, and he's just let Dan go through. I'm really not sure. It doesn't feel like he's racing for a championship here, does it?
He hasn't got damage as well. He hasn't.
He's disconnected.
Oh, he's disconnected. That's why. This is going from bad to worse. This could cost him the championship potentially if it comes down to a couple of points. He'll be thinking about that time. Chapelele's making a move for the lead. Chapelele goes down the inside. Emerson tries to fight as best as he can, but he can't. And Chapelele, I saw the gap suddenly start to close. By the time I got to him, he was making the move on Emerson, and perhaps those tyres starting to fade, those soft tyres, or just simply the pace of Chapelele being too much, because he's now retaken the lead from Emerson. Total P's starting to gain on Alan as well.
Well, this brilliant camera angle I've got right now, the helicopter view of these two.
Yeah, I had that earlier. Alan gets his first 3-second time penalty. Emerson is going to have a run through here, though. Is he going to try and get the move done straight away back, or is he going to wait? He's going to go for it. This is where he overtook last time. He's not going to quite get it through there.
Droftas setting a purple lap.
The lap, yeah. Dan's through the fatality. And the deltas have gone again.
He is back now.
So helpful.
Droftas has joined back.
Okay, that's good.
But honestly, I do feel really bad for him now, because this is
I feel bad for us with these deltas. Pease is through. Yeah. Alan has had a... I don't know what happened there. Oh, he's disconnected. Alan is disconnected. That's a real shame.
I'll get on that as well. I'm basically the invite lord here.
Yeah, Phil's now got past him into P6. Pillars is looking at having a run on total P's here. As is Emerson on Chapelele. This is for the lead. Chapelele positions the car really well there. He's not going to get through there. What about total P's? He's going to defend from Pillars, who's corner cut again. He's got to be careful on those penalties. Speaking of penalties, German gets one. Total P seems to starting to struggle on those tyres.
Elhan is dropping quickly. It's incredible, honestly.
As quickly as he can. Because, yeah, Pillars is really not adhering to track limits. He's about to get another penalty. I've seen him corner cut about...
He's going to get disqualified.
No, he's still on 3 seconds, to be fair, at the moment, I think.
I think he's on 6.
Oh, yeah, I guess they can see that, not us. We could just see that they've got a penalty. Pillars is all over him, though. On total Ps. Andreas is pitted. Andreas is the first of the soft runners to pit.
Paulie Orange is actually on the back of Emerson and Chapelele now, so he's actually the quickest man on the track right now.
If he got past Alan, he would be in the battle for first, so that's just amazing commentary from him.
Farf is now in the pits and has retired from the session. But
Droftas is
no,
into
Andreas
12.
has gone on to the hard
Hards,
compound
yeah.
tyres.
And Race Avocado on the hards and Liam Yet on the hards as well.
So, I mean,
The closest
I'm not
battle
quite sure why Farf is actually retired, because he wasn't in a bad position at all.
No, it does seem a bit odd.
And his
either
car
way,
has come back out onto the track, which is very helpful.
Pillars is making the move on Pease. Is he going to finally get past? Pease seems to have so much straight line speed that even with DRS and ERS, it's so difficult for Pillars to get past. But it looks like he's finally going to get past. Can he stop the car in time? He can.
Yes, he can. I mean, he's picked himself up 9 seconds of penalties behind this guy, but you know what? He's finally passed.
Tango and Dan Murphy fighting here, and Tango can't get through on that occasion. And the Delta's gone again. Oh my god, I love this job.
We are honestly commentating blind. But Paulie Orange is really going to be looking for a move on Emerson, I feel like. But we've got another. Elhan is defending now from Dan. Dan's all over the back of Elhan. This is something we need to stick on board with.
Yeah.
This is honestly, I've never seen a guesswork.
Yeah, we are just guessing here. I'm just going through.
I'm honestly staring at the map more than I'm staring at the race at this point.
Dan is going to have a look at the inside of Elan. He is. Is he going to make that without contact? He bumps the curb and that threw him off a bit. That's going to give Tango a really good run here.
No.
It is. Tango's right behind him, but so is Dan and Elan. They're side by side.
Oh, there's contact.
Oh, Elan in the wall.
Off.
Oh no, he's just recovered from his injuries from that crash in Spain.
And that's a full safety car, and I tell you who that benefits massively. That's going to benefit Emerson and Paulie Orange, because Chapelele was really hoping to be the one running longer, wasn't he? So
yeah.
Maybe Droftas could benefit as well to bunch everyone up again.
Yeah, Droftas up to P11 now. Obviously wants to be further up, but
he's going to be a bit peed off, seeing his teammate get murdered in front of him. But you know
Elan,
what?
very good driver, but we've witnessed him have 2 quite big crashes now this season, and not as big as his first one. I only caught the end of that one actually because there was no Delta, and I was on board with the battle, but the camera angle was really bad. The cinematic camera angle was really terrible. So all I saw was, I didn't see the actual collision. I just saw it wasn't quite the onboard. It was just above the onboard. The cinematic camera of seeing.
Well, we've got
glide
Chapelele coming into the pits,
the
Emerson, everyone coming into the pits. Peas and Pillars trying to figure their way out into the pits and see who's going first.
How they enter the.
Peas trying to actually make the overtake into the pits as well. Trying for that Kimi Räikkönen move, I think it was. And Dan Murphy's out.
He's crashed in the pits. He's crashed on the entry to the pits.
That's not his best moment there.
And I'm afraid I did catch it on stream, just the end of that. So.
Well, I witnessed the whole thing. Completely outbroke himself, and he's completely out of this race. And Droftas is fitting the soft compound tyres. Well,
that's not going to make it to the end of the race, so that is a 2-stop strategy.
He will be going softs to mediums, I think. Or, no, actually, he could do soft, actually.
Yeah, he could do soft. But it's definitely a 2-stopper.
Well, he has to do something like this, though. He has to be aggressive.
He has to take a gamble. And, gambles win your championships.
And Knowles done the same. Energetics has done the same as well. And Nova has done the same.
Yeah, I think the hard tie isn't really beneficial at this point, particularly. Unless you absolutely have to. I mean, I think, especially with this safety car, it makes the 2-stop so much more viable, doesn't it? Because the time lost is even less. Yeah.
You're still going to lose 20 seconds.
But in the safety car period, you're not really losing in track position in terms of everyone who went in, just because everyone practically went in the pits. You didn't lose any positions unless you were double stacking. So yeah, we're down to 17 runners in this race. I think the safety car will who's that right at the back?
And I'll tell you what, Chapelele has to 2-stop as well.
He does, yeah. He's gone onto the soft tyre. He will have to 2-stop. So Emerson and Paulie Orange, those behind him, won't have to. So this is going to have to be a mega job from Chapelele. So yeah, I think you're right. The safety car really well. He did say last week that the safety car sort of screwed him over twice in Russia. Not last week, last race.
I'm just worried. Pillars, I think, is in the best position, if I'm being honest. Because I don't. Can these mediums go 18 laps?
I think they can, but they will be screaming at the end. German,
so safely, you're going on to the hard. But
German is. I think we will be waiting another lap before the safety car goes in.
He's almost been lapped.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, he's not. I completely.
Fair play to him for keep going.
No, yeah.
Energetics has overtaken Fatiality.
Yeah,
to go into the pit.
We've got Pillars who's just retired into the pit.
What?
See, I'm really not understanding some of these retirements. I think they're a bit stupid, if I'm being honest.
Was
but
in fifth.
I don't
Pillars
know.
Was in fifth.
I really don't know.
That is the most bizarre thing I've seen. To retire when you're in fifth because you just... You literally just said he was in one of the best positions. Did he take that as an insult?
Oh,
no.
God knows. But, anyway...
Was he trying to process that weird retirement? I won't judge until I know the reason, but it is baffling without context anyway, from what we're seeing.
But yeah, it's two weird retirements now.
Yeah.
So we are down to 16 runners. Maybe that Elhan Dan Murphy incident could have been avoided as well. We could have realistically had everyone still in the race.
Yeah, and it's a shame because if Elhan would have just got damaged and not lost his wheel, would still be very much in this race. But
I don't even think there needed to be contact with those two, if I'm being honest.
Well, I didn't quite see the incident because my camera angle was... My cinematic camera angle decided to be horrific and just... not bother showing anything, so... But I'm sure we'll see that in the stewards or something at some point, or an incident. Be interested to see it anyway, even if it was just a racing incident. So I think the safety car will be in this lap. Everyone's caught up to the safety car now. And we should be about to go racing once again. So we're now down to 16 runners after the very odd retirement of Pillars, who was in P5 at the time. Safety car's in this lap. What that retirement has done is elevate...
Droftas into P9.
Yes, and it's also elevated a couple more. And Emerson having to weave out the way there because Chapelletti's backing them up. This is a great camera angle for a safety car restart. This is really beautiful. The helicopter angle for the safety car restart.
Oh, I wish I had that.
This is incredible. And Chapelletti's starting now, and it looks like a pretty good restart as well.
Well, he has to get about, let's say, 10 seconds ahead, or else it's just not the meat.
Emerson's already got a bit of a run on him. Fatality gets a 3-second time penalty. He's going to be too far back to make a move, though. But
Tango's all over the back of Andreas, and he was really looking for that move.
But here comes Droftas round the outside.
That's incredible.
That's an unbelievable move.
Tango going from the attack to attacked.
Well,
and
Droftas was like a predator then. He sensed the opportunity and just absolutely...
You know what? Droftas is the man to watch right now because he's going to be all over the back of Andreas, and I want to see what moves he can pull off now.
Tires. He is fighting for a championship. He is really up for this. He wants to prove his skill as well as not just cruise home for the championship. And with Chapelletti, he really can't afford
I mean, realistically, you can't. There's no cruising home at this point. Chapelletti's on form. He's so quick. There's no cruising.
Approaching the rear of Andreas. He's going to have a good run down the inside. He's got to be careful not to get caught up with Phil Razor. Oh, and Andreas defended a bit aggressively there, and that's going to lose Droftas a position.
To Nolsey, who is another soft runner.
No, he hasn't
doesn't
got damage
seem
visibly
to.
Anyway. Yeah, no visible damage.
But he's not going to be happy with that. Maybe.
No.
What I'm hoping that does boost him even more to be possibly even more. Well, I think he could have been braver on the brakes, possibly, but
because Andreas was also so late on the brakes, Chapelletti's already got 2-second lead on those faster soft tyres. But as you say, we'll have to pit again. But that's really bad for Droftas in terms of it's pushed him back.
And now Nolsey's making the move on Andreas as well. Now, is it not Droftas going to be able to do the same again? Here we go. Droftas is doing the same again.
This is risky. They're side by side. Oh, not quite.
And he's backing
Getting a bit
out.
excited, yeah. I think he can't be too risky. Oh, I think the dirty air there's put him off. And now Tango's going to be all over the back of him. Droftas really needs to get through these guys quickly. And the worst thing for him is that he's literally already been past these guys. But then that incident happened, and it's put him right back in it, and he's going to have to do it all over
He's now
again.
got a soft runner in front of him, which is not going to be helpful.
No.
That's going to be Oh, he's hit the back of Andreas there.
Damage.
He's got so much more pace than that Alpha.
He hasn't got visible damage still. But yeah, this is heart and mouth moment here for Droftas. Thing is, he can't afford to be particularly patient, but at the same time, he can't afford to crash out. But he really does need to go for this with Chapelele constantly winning. P9 is not really good enough a result.
He needs to put it down the inside here, but he's going for the outside.
See Nolsey and Phil Razor fighting so hard there. Nolsey looking to get through. 3-second time penalty again for German. He backed out a bit there on the throttle. I think he didn't want to hit the back of Andreas again. And I tell you what, fair play to Phil Razor because he's kept Nolsey behind. Whether he'll be able to in the DRS zone is another matter. We're staying on board with Droftas because we can see both battles really well from here.
Well, here we go. There we go. Droftas is going to get through here, surely.
Oh,
Andreas, that's a very late move there.
Yeah.
But Droftas wise to it. He's going to go for the outside.
Nolsey didn't make the move on Phil.
I tell you what, Andreas is really defending hard. And Chapelele's picked up a penalty. That could be crucial for him.
That could be.
And Droftas round the outside. Is he going to make it get it done? Yes, he is. And I tell you what, he's going to be...
a sigh of relief after that.
And Nolsey's picked himself up a penalty, a rare one for him.
Well,
but
he's been all over the back of Phil Razor, but he just can't get past him. He's been about this close in the DRS
Phil's
zone.
picked himself
and
a 3-second, but oh, you what? It's probably going to happen here, isn't it?
Well, in terms of everything else at the front, it seems to have the gaps seem to have started to get bigger. But here,
well, here we go.
Battle,
Nolsey
and Droftas has got an
attacking.
amazing run as well. He's not going to be quite close enough, I think, for a move here, but it's certainly going to boost him along. Nolsey going to finally make that move. He is down the inside. Phil Razor leaves the door open, and Nolsey says thank you very much.
Now Droftas all over the back.
Do you think that was a bit too passive from Phil?
Yeah.
To leave the door open there? You can't really afford to do that, can you?
Especially on those hard compound tyres, but
yeah,
you know
you're
what?
always going to lose the position if you do that. Unless, of course, he doesn't want to fight it too hard. But
now he's got to keep Droftas behind, and Droftas is arguably a harder partner to keep behind, and this is probably why I would have wanted to keep Nolsey behind me, because Nolsey then would have done the defending for me, and maybe would have not been able to attack.
Well, let's see if he can. Let's see if he can manage to defend maybe a bit better than... no, he just lets him through.
My lord!
He lets him through.
Droftas just...
Yeah, Phil, I think that honestly not wanting to get in the way of the championship fight has just braked really early and just Droftas has sailed through. While we've been watching that battle, Paulie Orange has closed right up to Emerson.
Yeah, Emerson looks like he's not quite as used to this, or maybe his race pace just isn't there
on the mediums,
on terms of Paulie Orange, because we know Paulie Orange in race pace he's second to none, really.
Well, and qualifying pace, he's got a couple of positions as well.
But I tell you what,
Pease is also within DRS zone now of Paulie Orange because he's getting held up by Emerson and Chapelele. This is good for Chapelele. The longer that they are stuck behind Emerson,
Chapelele is actually gaining a second a lap on these guys at the moment.
That's what I mean, because they're currently held behind Emerson.
And as I said, I did say at the start, didn't I? A second a lap is what it was, and it
needs
is.
to be, as he gets another 3-second time penalty, Chapelele.
You know what? That could honestly cost him the win, considering Emerson doesn't even have a penalty.
I completely
so now,
agree.
technically, Emerson's technically in a net P1. And Emerson will still need to pit.
And he doesn't have to pit again, whilst Chapelele does, as you say. Paulie Orange has actually dropped back now out of DRS zone of Emerson, so I did have a bit of a wobble, so I think he'll be now fighting to put himself back in there. Total Peace has got really close up to Paulie Orange.
Oh, Gurman is now moved through on Liam. Liam's had an issue. He's in the pit.
Pitted,
and Gurman's actually moving up onto the back of Fatality. Fatality's not being able to match the pace of Gurman, but again. Then again, they are on different tyre compounds. Fatality picking up a 3-second time penalty there as well.
Nosey behind FTH, only by about 6/10. Same with Andreas and Phil Razor, and then Tango is 4/10 behind Andreas, and might have a really good opportunity of an overtake here.
Well, Droftas is really just cruising behind the back of Nosey, and obviously, do you want to be doing that?
The DRS as well from FTH,
yeah, that's the problem. FTH is now under pressure from the Mercedes driver.
If he thought about it, it would have, you know, would have been possible to get the move
It would have
done.
been the spectacular, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Pease is gaining.
German's got through on Fatality.
And Pease is gaining quite a lot, actually, on Paulie Orange now.
Well, yeah, he's dropped back from Emerson. He is still within DRS, but he has dropped back. The gap between Chapelet and Emerson is 5.5, so it's getting close. As Pease gets a 3-second penalty, went really wide there. It is getting to the point now where Emerson is close to being out.
Well, I tell you what we haven't actually brought up. Droftas doesn't have penalties.
Yep. And that's going to help him massively, but he will obviously have to pit again. He really needs to overtake quite a few more people as well before he does. Because...
Well, the thing is, he's now got a 3-second gap. He wants, ideally, in front of Phil, again, I'll say it again, 10 seconds is, I'd say, the golden zone of where you can get back past these drivers before the end of the race. But, yeah, it's looking pretty good for Chapelet at the moment. I mean, he's definitely
Pease has got
made
past
it a lot
Paulie
harder
Orange.
for himself.
Paulie Orange made a mistake or something there because the gap was not that close.
Well, now Pease has got to go defensive.
Sliding all over the place. Did he have a moment where he nearly spun and had to save it? Because even out of that corner, he was all over the place. He's not going to be close enough to make the overtake, but Knowlesy is. Is Knowlesy going to finally make it on FTH? He's got the time. He's got the distance before the corner. He's going to go for it. Down the inside. Lock for FTH. They're side by side. FTH is going to have the inside for the next corner.
Braking later of the two, but Knowlesy's going to make it round the outside, but he's not going to get the run.
Next corner. He's going to get the inside for the next corner, though. FTH is going to keep
There you go, he's made that.
Move. But Droftas now is right behind him. Look at this, is perfect for Droftas. He's got a great view of this battle.
Well, I don't know.
Right behind him.
Is he too close in terms of being able to get a really good run out of the next corner? Because
the only thing I guess you could say is FTH is going to obviously have the DRS.
And FTH has had a worldie of a run.
Yeah, he has. And
he's flying.
He's got the DRS now and actually gained a bit on Knowlesy and pulled away from Droftas. Really late braking there from Droftas. Goodness me. Andreas has got past Phil Razor. And that puts him up into P8. Tango also closing up behind them. Meanwhile, at the front, Paulie Orange is 7/10 back from total Ps. FTH still keeping within 5/10 of Knowlesy. Droftas there as well. Phil is only 2/10 behind Andreas. He had to lift off the throttle there to not go into the back of him, which has allowed Tango to get even closer. He's 3/10 behind.
Well,
Phil's got another penalty.
Oh, people are picking up penalties all over the place, aren't they?
Well, this is such an easy track to do it because, especially through that first sector, I find as well. Phil has got a good run on Andreas. Phil is going past Andreas here, and he's flown past Andreas. Meanwhile, FTH is actually... Tell you what, Knowlesy is not... He may have got past FTH.
Gurman's now being passed by Fatality, but he's going to have to switch back, and they're going to be going side by side into the next corner, and it does look like Gurman's going to have to forfeit this position and be behind Fatality yet again. And he's just not able to drop him from the DRS, and that's a big issue for him in terms of getting these, obviously, these
Droftas into
mediums.
the pits. Droftas into the pits.
And here we go. He's going to be setting on those.
He'll be hoping for a bit more luck with traffic next time out.
Soft compounds again for Droftas.
Meanwhile, Chapelet has got that gap above 6 seconds, but he will have to pit.
Now he's going to be right down at the back. What can he do? He's going to be behind Energetics, and obviously Energetics isn't an easy guy to pass.
He's going to have to be on even more of a charge. Meanwhile, speaking of a charge, Tango, who just passed, who passed Andreas and then got passed by Andreas again, is now looking to retake that position. Him and Andreas They need to get a room, honestly. They get so close to each other throughout this race. And I think he's surely going to get Andreas here on the straight. Andreas actually, last lap, was passed by Phil Razor.
It looks like it's going to happen again, isn't it?
Yeah, he's now going to get passed by Tango.
Andreas, nothing's really changed that much for him.
He's braked really late, though.
In terms of the Christmas break, and he falls off at the end of races, doesn't he?
But he's defended his position really well, to be fair to him. Oh, Tango thought about a big lunge up the inside. I don't think that would have ended well, so probably the wise thing to do to back out there. Droftas now down to 13th after that pit stop. He's going to be having to set qualifying laps now. Chapelele into the pits now. That means Emerson leads the race. Chapelele also onto the soft tyres. Where's that going to take him out? Knowlesy also is pitted. Where is Chapelele going to come out on track?
Well, Chapelele is going to come out in front of Phil, and just behind FT. Yeah. And just shows how much the gap is between
he's going to have to
him
pass
and Droftas.
Well, if you think here, he's going to have to pass 4 people.
Droftas has got the undercut on Knowlesy and has actually overtaken him. So he's got back through. Obviously, I think that was the idea in the end anyway, just to get back past Knowlesy, because that would have been holding him up.
Well, if
he can really just set quick laps now.
Chapelele has to overtake 4 people and then get a 6-second lead on Emerson.
Yeah, I can't see him winning this race.
It's quite an ask, isn't it? I think penalties.
Well, yeah, they're not easy people to pass either. No, yeah. Paulie Orange, Pease, and Emerson are not people that are gonna just back down lightly.
I think it's a combination of the safety car and the yellow flags that have cost him this race, because the pace has been there. Speaking of the pace, Tango all over the back of Andreas, but still not able to get through. Gurman gets another 3-second time penalty. We've got Total Pease is only 7/10 behind Emerson. Of course, penalties-wise, Total Peace has 2 penalties, and I think it's about 6 seconds worth, compared to Emerson's none. So you'd have to pass him and get a 6-second gap. So quite an ask for Pease, but he'd certainly love to win on track anyway, considering it's his first race back in ages as reserve.
But no, Droftas is already on the back of Racer Avocado, and he'll just see if he can get past this man. Does have experience racing with him in other leagues as well, so it's not going to be an unknown getting past this guy.
Tango, nearly gets his front wing chopped off by Andreas there. Was going to dive down the inside, then Andreas aggressively defended. Meanwhile, Droftas has been let by Racer Avocado. But yeah, I was so certain there that Tango was going to have his wing cut off from Andreas, just avoided contact. Very aggressive defending from Andreas. Doesn't want to lose any more positions. Currently in P7, of course. But Tango is still all over him. Droftas is now he's within DRS zone. DRS range of Fatality.
Chapelele is about going to be passing FTH, I think, on this straight more than likely. FTH does seem to be going well, but there's no way he's defending from Chapelele here. And Chapelele is going to cruise by.
He left the door open, so he clearly wasn't looking to defend. And that's Chapelele up into P4. Next up for him is Paulie Orange.
He's got 7 seconds to gain,
5/10 behind the race leader.
And Droftas went for that move, but just got his nose cut off by Fatality. And Fatality's not backing down here. Definitely fighting for his position, as Knowlesy's been let through by Racer Avocado as well.
3 seconds, that's his 6th. It's his 6th.
Oh no! Droftas is disconnected again.
Oh, that's a disaster. I went to him as soon as he said, "Oh no, it's not damage," but he's disconnected. Are you on that?
Yep.
He's going to get passed.
He's got him back.
He's getting passed by Knowlesy.
So just
that undercut was for nothing because he's just been passed by Knowlesy. Oh, you feel for him. His AI still gets the fastest lap, but you really feel for him. That shows the sort of pace that he was showing. Yeah, really devastating for Droftas. Hopefully he rejoins as soon as possible so he can salvage
Well, I
something.
think the one saving grace here is I don't think Chapelele is going to be winning this race. So I guess that's something he could take away from this race. And
well, is Chapelele even going to be on the podium at this rate? It's going to be...
Droftas is back now.
Okay, that's good to see. Yeah, he's
I have
already
been absolutely
straight back on it.
farming him invites into this
That's a good
race.
idea. Getting some backup ones in case he disconnects again. His internet doesn't seem particularly amazing tonight.
Well, I don't even think it's his internet. I generally think it's his console messing up.
Knowlesy now going for the move on Fatality. And
guys, I don't know when LH44 said this, but he said hello there. So LH44 did tune in.
Yeah. Phil has just got past Tango. Tango goes down the inside. Oh, they lock wheels, but Phil just about keeps that position there. And I was lucky. I was just literally flicking through the cars because I didn't have a delta.
Droftas is all over the back of Fatality, and Fatality is going to get passed very, very soon by Droftas. I think I should feel like, but
yeah, I was just saying, are we going to see Chapelele on the podium? Paulie Orange has got 6 seconds of penalty. Chapelele has as well, and the gaps. Oh, someone's gone off. It's Energetics. He's in the wall. He's spun.
And that's a VSC, and that's horrible timing for Droftas.
Yeah.
Literally about to come on.
That's his entire wing that Energetics has lost.
Well, that's Droftas's race all over, isn't it? About to make the move on Fatality, and a VSC comes out.
Yeah.
Disconnects as soon as he seems to be making progress, and obviously his PlayStation freezing. In qualifying,
it's not what you want when as Lemire comes into the pits. I presume.
And obviously, it's not what you want either for Chapelele in terms of being able to possibly win this race. Because
exactly, he's chasing him. He's chasing down the leaders. We've resumed. Droftas is still right behind Fatality.
And he's lucky because it has actually just transferred him basically from DRS zone to DRS zone.
Yeah, unlucky then lucky.
But here we go. He's going to be making the move here, and there's nothing Fatality's going to do about it.
Tango is really close to Phil, but he's not going to get the move done. But yeah, Droftas that's him into P10. There's another yellow flag.
That's actually for nothing. That's a glitch yellow flag because I did go in the area and there's absolutely nothing going on.
P still remaining within DRS zone of Emerson, but can't get close enough, and obviously with the penalty situation. So Droftas now looking to gain on Knowlesy. Only the solitary point at this point, where Chapelele will be gaining 11 points on him. It's not really ideal for Chapelele to be only gaining 11 points on Droftas with
Paulie Orange has actually fell off the other two massively. He's just had issues, hasn't he?
Maybe tyre wear, 13 laps now on those mediums.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, isn't it? The mediums by the end of the race are going to be screaming, and Pease has picked up another time penalty, and that could be beneficial to Chapelele.
I think that puts Paulie Orange up to P2. If I'm remembering penalties correctly, Tango gets another one. I'm not sure about his penalty situation. Don't forget, for Droftas, this isn't necessarily him finishing P10, because if there's no penalties and everyone around him having penalties, I think it will have elevated to at least
we do have telemetry detail things, and I will have a look. So Knowlesy in front of him has 9 seconds, Tango has 9 seconds, and then obviously Andreas has 3 seconds. Phil has 15. Pease has 15, Phil has 15, so realistically,
Paulie Orange is currently on the podium, in all fairness.
Pease is going to drop like a stone, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to be on the podium at this rate.
As Droftas looks like he's definitely going to move up another 2 positions into 8th, but I tell you what, he does want, well, actually, into 7th, because he's going to pass Phil, isn't he?
Yep.
Who is just a couple of places in front of him, and obviously right there for the taking.
Well, currently he has the fastest lap point as well, which helps Droftas.
Yeah.
Significantly. Ironically,
this is a massive
with the AI at the end.
Well, actually, sorry, P6 Droftas will go into, because Andreas has 3 seconds as well. And obviously Andreas isn't 3 seconds ahead, so...
You know, look at this train now behind Phil. You're on about the trains at the start of the race. Look at that. From P6 down to P10.
I tell you what, Phil knows how to defend, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
And there we go. Knowlesy trying to make a move.
He's
going down the inside, he's had issues.
Contact!
And that's going to let Droftas go through as well. Obviously...
Yeah, Droftas is through, but...
looked a bit... sort of
they were side by side.
Opportunistic as well to carry on with that move. But Chapelele is now past Poorly Orange and up into P3. Now this is where it gets dangerous for Emerson losing the win, because he's got 3 laps to defend from that charging man, and it looks like Droftas is going for Tango.
Tango's defended that well, though. He's defended that really well, positioned the car absolutely perfectly. Andreas as well, all over the back of Phil Razor, and although Droftas has managed to get through, he's still got Nolsey on the back of him. He's got to be careful not to lose his front wing, actually, because he's got so much more pace than the guys in front. Total P is still 6/10 behind the leader. We've got Andreas about 5/10 behind Phil. So yeah, as it stands, Chapelele is going to get P2.
It does look like Knowles, he might be having some issues. He might have damage. He does. He's got no front right end plate. And that's why he's falling off the back of everyone. It does look like Droftas is going to be looking to make this move into turn 1. And I don't think he's going to be able to make it stick, but he's going to get the switch back, and he's going to go side by side.
Oh, is there going to be the room?
And there is. And he's made that move. That is brilliant.
Tango looking to go back at him, though, but... no, he is going back at him.
He hasn't made it, though. And Droftas actually given him the room. And
yeah, very good racing. Total P's is 2/10 behind Emerson. Oh, he nearly had the did the move there. So Emerson really under pressure, especially with Chapelele coming at him. And Andreas is going to be...
those medium tyres must be dead.
They are dead, I think, at this point. Andreas is going to be have Droftas to contend with. He's on 17 lap old hards. So Andreas is going to struggle, although Phil is also on 15 lap old hards. So Droftas could definitely gain another 2 positions on track, let alone with penalties.
Well, I think FTH only has 3 seconds, so this will be the most he can get. But what, FTH? Yeah. He's been a bit of a drive on his own this whole race, realistically.
But it's been solid.
Yeah, consistent.
Staying out of trouble, showing decent
Very
pace.
Consistent.
Yeah, consistent pace. Oh, Droftas would have got a warning there, but he has. Luckily, it's obviously not his final warning, because Tango gets another time penalty.
And
surely
got the
Droftas
run on
is
Andreas.
Run.
But you know how Andreas defends. He doesn't like to let people go. And look, he's braking late, but is he going to have an issue with... Well, there we go. Droftas is going to do the exact same as he tried to do to Tango, but obviously Andreas just has more pace than Tango did.
Chapelele right in the back of Total P's. Chapelele is going to get Total P's here, is he?
Well, I'm going to stick on board to see what Droftas is doing, because obviously we're going to see...
No, he's too far back from Total P's. That will stay as it is for now. So I'll go back to Droftas.
Tango's actually all over the back of Droftas, and he needs to be careful he doesn't get Tango putting one down his inside as well, because even though he is on the hards, he will be able to outbrake him if Droftas is too close behind Andreas. And it does look like Tango's on the attack, and Tango's going to be making the move on Droftas, it looks like.
Droftas doesn't close the door.
And there we go. Droftas has actually been passed by Tango.
And goes down the inside. Oh, they're so close to touching.
Tango has actually just given that position up.
Yeah, I think he's yielded. I think he knew there was going to be contact. And
I tell you what, you don't want to be making contact with the championship leader now, do you?
Chapelele down the inside of Total P's. And he's made it stick. It was ambitious, but he really had to do that. He can sense a win here, although he's not going to get 6 seconds, I don't think. No,
not in a lap.
Yeah, no, we're on the last lap.
It was the last lap of the race.
He can't sense a win unless something horrible happens to Emerson, because
he can definitely get a second place though.
No, he's got it as it stands anyway. But he would like to win it on track at least for pride. Meanwhile, Droftas looking for the move on Andreas.
If I was Droftas, I would literally just sit behind him at this point and just... Yeah, no. Droftas is not going to be gaining any more positions this race. P6 is the best he can do. I just don't see the point in overtaking anymore.
Now, Emerson defending. He wants that win on track. Oh, but what a brilliant move that is for Chapelele. But he's gone deep.
Emerson's gone back at him.
Total P's will probably be sensing something. He wants to get in the action. Maybe help Emerson out.
I tell you what, Here we go. He's going to go for the outside, getting the
Switch
run on
back.
the inside, but Emerson's parked on the apex and is not
Yeah,
giving him that
beautiful.
run. And I tell you what, this is... Droftas is actually going through on Andreas. They've made a little bit of contact, and Droftas is going to get
Contact
through.
again.
And Andreas doesn't half give it, does he?
Chapelele looking to get Emerson on the line here. Emerson's going to
these
win the
three
race.
coming across the line within almost like
Paulie Orange is going to get
attempts.
P3. FTH, can he hold P5? He should do on penalties. Droftas now, his DRS Ranger Phil raise it. It'll be too late. There's a yellow flag. Energetics.
Energetics is around again. And it does look like Droftas is going to get P6.
7.
Or P7.
Andreas. How does that work?
Doesn't make any sense.
Andreas didn't have any penalties. Droftas didn't have any penalties.
That one will be adjusted at the end.
Yeah, that is an incorrect result. Droftas had no penalties. Literally, he was ahead of Andreas on track, and somehow it's demoted him to 7th. But congratulations to Emerson with that win. Unfortunate for Chapelele. Really, what cost him is literally that penalty plus the safety car. Only 6.2 seconds, the gap between them.
Does seem like Chapelele enjoyed that last lap battle, and I'll get these guys invited. We've got Chapelele, Paulie Orange, and Emerson to bring in.
So we wait for them to join. Energetics has got another 3-second time penalty. He's about to finish the race now off the track. But there you go. And we're about to get confirmation of the results. I'm pretty sure one of them messed up. Yeah, Droftas has said appealing Cody's. That will 100% be done.
I'm just on Paulie Orange now. Because the PlayStation menu's the world's slowest things, honestly. Why can I not find Paulie Orange? Well, as I will invite these two because I don't know where the hell Paulie Orange is on my friends list. Well, just in general, I don't think he's on my friends list at the moment for some reason. But
Droftas is saying that he should have got 5th on penalties. I don't think that's right.
Well,
he should have got 6th, but not 5th.
and there he is, Paulie Orange. Oh, that's the wrong Paulie Orange, for God's sake.
Oh, we don't want a Randy in the party, for goodness sake.
Oh. Right, anyway, you can start.
Yeah, have we got everyone in?
We've got you, Emerson and Chapelele, and I'm just getting the actual Paulie Orange in.
Okay, well, let's speak to the winner then, Emerson. Just about won that one. It was really close at the end. Obviously, penalties, you were going to take it anyway, but even on track, it was super close at the end. Did you enjoy that battle at the end with, you obviously, Total Peace was involved for a while, but then your battle with Chapelele?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good race. I mean, Chapelele's rapid around here, as we saw in qualifying and at the start of the race, and he was just really unfortunate with the safety car timing that it was perfect for the people that started on the softs to just whack on the mediums and go to the end. But he definitely made the most of doing that two-stop strategy, and I kind of treated the last sector of the race as if he didn't, because I kind of thought it would be quite entertaining to have that little battle at the end, and I knew that he would have wanted to finish first on track despite the penalties. But yeah, it was a really good fight, actually. I quite enjoyed that. It's my first lead race back since Christmas, so yeah, good one out.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's we were hoping that it'd be a really good race as Division 1 returning after the Christmas break, and you certainly put on a good show. Were you confident once you knew his penalty situation, or and especially like Total Peace had a 15-second penalty? Did you really feel under threat after that first stint of the race? It seemed like you had a gap, and the penalty situation after that first safety car seemed like you had it in the bag.
Yeah, the penalty situation definitely helped a lot because we saw that. I feel like he probably would have. Well, he didn't get me, but I mean, I think he probably would have. Could have been a lot closer mentally for him. He was probably pushing quite a bit harder because he had the penalty. So I don't know. It's obviously you don't really know, but I mean, it was very, very close at the end. We saw, but yeah, it definitely was a lot easier for me knowing that he had those penalties. I only had one warning, so I kind of just controlled it. And I knew Peasby Army didn't had way loads more penalties as well, so I kind of just controlled it until the end.
Yeah, well, in all fairness, I think in the end, what was more decisive than the penalties was the safety car because you finished 6.2 seconds ahead of him. So without those penalties, you still would have won. But what would have changed that obviously is with the safety car. But you took advantage of it perfectly. So congratulations on the win.
Thank you, mate.
And Chapelele, good to see you on the podium again. Not the result you wanted, obviously. It was a really good qualifying, although you said you could go 5/10 quicker. And we don't doubt that. But, do you think the safety car cost you the win today, or was it a combination of the safety car and the penalties? Because it seemed you had the pace.
Without the safety car, I would have been like 10 seconds ahead of him, I think, at the end. And the penalties only because I pushed like a madman, and at the end I just chilled a bit, laid back, and just waited for the last lap better.
Yep. Did you enjoy that last lap battle? Because obviously you knew you weren't going to win at that point. Just give you some entertainment, some consolation.
Yeah, I outbraked myself a bit there, so
yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun to watch as well. And in terms of the championship, obviously.
42.
Yeah, it's closed the gap, but not really what you needed.
Drafter said he might not race the last race, so we'll see.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he does that, then you've got a really good chance of winning. But in terms of if he does, you need a DNF from him, don't you? And you to win the race, really, to have a chance.
Yeah, this race was really my opportunity to catch up, but yeah, safety
How are
car.
you at Vietnam?
I like the track, but it's just not for pad. So.
Yeah, I hate the track, so I'm not. I don't think it's just not for pad. I think it should just not be on the game, and it isn't next year anyway. But yeah, either way, a bit of an unknown. Anything can happen. But yeah, congratulations on the second anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Paulie Orange. P3 in the end. At one point I thought you were going to be in the fight for the lead once you got past Alan, but just didn't quite have the pace in the end. But you happy with the P3?
Yeah, I was only hoping for maybe fifth. I didn't do much practice, which is unlike me. But yeah.
Very unlike good. You. I know what you're like in France.
It's fine. I didn't do more than 20 laps when normally it's in the hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and yeah, it seemed quite a hectic race. Do you think
the start was a bit nuts.
Yeah.
There was a lot of position changes and
yeah,
it sort of died down after the safety car. It was just nurse the tyres to the end. And
I'm trying to think of some of the battles you had. You did have a few, but it wasn't quite as active as the other ones. as the other battles.
Yeah. I didn't feel great.
Yeah.
On that track. The last game I was really quick around there, but this one I've lost a bit of pace around USA. But I like Vietnam. So we'll see what happens there.
Are you gonna practice a bit more for Vietnam? Do you think maybe being a shout for a win?
I don't think maybe podium again, possibly, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. A lot can happen.
Chance of rain as well in Vietnam, so.
I'm not a massive fan of the rain.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Either way,
Mexico, I am. But any other track, no, not really.
Yeah, either way, it mixes up. But yeah, congratulations on another podium for you. And yeah, good race, everyone. And we will be back next week at Vietnam. And we look forward to seeing you then. I'll be back for that. I'm not sure if Velocity will be co-commentating with me. But either way, we will see you next time. Goodbye.